That's something that's really needed around here, and I think it'll be a great asset to the city.
The future of America's busiest rail hub hangs in the balance. New York Penn Station, the beating heart of the Northeast Corridor, is slated for a $7 billion transformation meant to fix decades of neglect, modernize aging infrastructure, and improve the daily experience of over 600,000 passengers. But now, the plan is mired in political battles, funding disputes, and leadership shakeups, all while commuters continue to face cramped corridors, confusing layouts, and lingering safety concerns. In this episode, we'll uncover how a once-in-a-generation opportunity to rebuild Penn Station turned into a high-stakes power struggle, and what it will take to rescue one of the nation's most ambitious infrastructure projects before it derails completely.
We deserve it. We've been through a lot this last couple of years.
Penn Station, which serves over 600,000 passengers daily, has long been criticized for its cramped corridors, outdated facilities, and poor passenger experience. Originally completed in 1910 and demolished in the 1960s, the current underground station is often cited as a symbol of failed urban design and underinvestment in public infrastructure. The layout is also confusing, with many levels and narrow hallways. The ceilings are low, there's not much natural light, and the signs are hard to follow. Many commuters say it feels dark, cramped, and stressful. Safety is also a big problem. Even though the MTA uses about $2.5 billion each year in federal money and says crime is down 40% since 2020, many people still feel unsafe. The way the station is built also makes it harder for police and emergency workers to do their jobs. With so many people using the station every day, the current setup no longer works. Penn Station needs a full upgrade, not just to look better, but to be safer, easier to use, and ready for the future.
Hey, New York, we have a golden opportunity to turn this into this.
In 2022, New York State's Empire State Development Board approved a big plan to completely rebuild and improve Penn Station to solve all the problems that we discussed before. One of the biggest changes is the creation of a large, single-level train hall filled with natural light. A huge 450-foot glass skylight will brighten the space, and wider hallways will help people move around more easily. The station will also get more elevators, escalators, stairs, and entrances to handle the heavy flow of daily passengers more smoothly. There are also plans to add more tracks and platforms in the future, depending on the results of ongoing studies. 2 new tunnels under the Hudson River are being considered to support more train traffic, especially as part of the larger Gateway program, a major project to improve train service between New York and New Jersey. Outside the station, the area will be made more inviting and easier to move through. A new over 30,000 square feet public plaza will include wider sidewalks, bike lanes, more seating, and green spaces. On top of that, the plan includes building 1,000 affordable housing units to help with New York's housing needs. The station will also see better shops, more places to eat, cleaner and safer areas, and improved security. These upgrades aim to make the station not just a place to pass through, but a part of the neighborhood people enjoy using. Finally, the project includes new office buildings, stores, homes, and a hotel, up to 18 million square feet of new space. These buildings will help pay for the project by bringing in money from private companies and businesses. Altogether, the plan will turn Penn Station into a better, safer, and more useful place for everyone who lives in or visits New York City. The project is expected to create more than 50,000 good-paying construction jobs, contributing to economic growth. It aims to make Penn Station a seamlessly integrated inner-city rail hub, improving connectivity for commuters from Long Island, New Jersey, and beyond. Even as the broader redevelopment, parts of Penn Station have already seen significant upgrades. In 2023, AECOM announced the completion of a $414 million renovation of the Long Island Railroad's 33rd Street Concourse, a 27-month project. The overhaul widened corridors, raised ceilings, improved lighting and signage, and added new ADA-compliant elevators, all while keeping trains running for hundreds of thousands of daily riders. The revitalized space now offers a brighter, more accessible environment, marking a rare success story in the station's long history of delayed promises and stalled ambitions.
The Trump administration says it's taking over the $7 billion renovation project.
In a major shakeup of one of the nation's most high-profile infrastructure projects, federal transportation officials announced that President Donald Trump is assuming direct federal control over the long-delayed reconstruction of Penn Station in New York City. As part of this dramatic shift, the MTA has been removed from any leadership or oversight role, signaling a new direction for the redevelopment of America's busiest transit hub. The reason? They believe the MTA wasn't doing a good job. The project was slow, disorganized, and not getting results. Since Amtrak owns the tracks and runs most of the trains at Penn Station, federal officials thought it made more sense for them to take control. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean P. Duffy, speaking at a press conference in Washington, D.C., President Trump has made it clear the days of reckless spending and blank checks are over. New York City deserves a Penn Station that reflects America's greatness and is safe and clean. As part of the federal intervention, a $120 million federal grant previously allocated to Amtrak for planning and development has been cut. The Department of Transportation plans to redirect or hold the funds in reserve to reduce bureaucracy and improve financial oversight. Amid this sweeping federal takeover, Governor Kathy Hochul has publicly stated she is open to renaming Penn Station after President Trump. While many New York officials have tried to distance the state from Trump's name, Hochul suggested the idea could be considered if it meant securing $7 billion in federal investment. She firmly rejected renaming Moynihan Train Hall, but indicated the financial savings from federal involvement, estimated at $1.3 billion, could justify a compromise on Penn Station's name. Hochul's comments, made with some sarcasm, included a nod to Trump's reputation for efficiency, joking that Elon Musk could speed up the project. Regional Plan Association President Tom Wright also expressed support for the renaming if it meant achieving a better Penn Station. Hochul suggested the state could reallocate saved funds to address issues like fare evasion, possibly within the current overdue budget. She noted that fiscal concerns are now taking priority in budget negotiations, which had previously been delayed by non-financial matters. In a bid to bring fresh leadership to the stalled project, Amtrak has tapped Andy Byford, a veteran transit executive with experience running systems in New York, Toronto, London, and Sydney, to advise on the station's redevelopment, following the U.S. Department of Transportation and Amtrak's takeover from the MTA. Byford will report directly to Amtrak's board and work closely with the USDOT. Already overseeing Amtrak's high-speed rail initiatives, Byford has been tasked with ensuring the project stays on budget, on schedule, and aligned with the federal goal of delivering a safe, clean, and modern Penn Station worthy of the American people. One of the biggest problems with fixing Penn Station is what's on top of it, Madison Square Garden. This famous arena sits directly above the train station. It hosts concerts, sports games, and other major events, so moving it would be very difficult and controversial. Still, many transit experts say that to truly improve the station, the arena needs to move elsewhere. Others argue it should stay put because it's too important to the city and too expensive to relocate. Below ground, expanding tracks is equally tricky since engineers must work around existing buildings, subway lines, and utilities without tearing up the city. All of this is happening while Penn Station continues to serve over a huge number of passengers daily. So construction, which will last into the 2030s, must be carefully managed to avoid major disruptions. Thanks for tuning in today, everyone. See you next time.